So how do you decide what's actually worth celebrating? Hey everyone, my name is Jared Miller. I'm the ministry lead here. Welcome to the Creek. As I said last week, the story of Nehemiah is kind of winding down. Nehemiah has transferred power away from his own seat to people who are more fit for the kind of work of general governance, and he's looked to someone like Ezra to be more responsible for the spiritual health of things. Nehemiah is kind of there as a legacy component at this piece in the story of God's people. He's still around, still participating, still recording what's happening as the people rediscover their place in God's story. But I remember the first time I went to see a concert. And I don't mean a concert of a band I'd actually want to go and listen to. I mean, the first time I went to a concert of an orchestra. Something weird happens at the beginning of every single one of those concerts. After the orchestra has warmed up and tuned themselves to each other, the conductor walks on stage and everyone applauds, which I've always thought is a weird thing to do because he hasn't done anything yet. And yet, as he comes on stage, we're celebrating what he's about to do. It's always struck me as weird because I'm somebody who shies away from celebration. I don't like working on my birthday because I don't like celebrating my birthday. I've never liked causing a celebration to occur. I've never wanted to make a big do about something that happened. And yet, more and more, I'm finding that the realities of everyday life, the things that are victories, need to be celebrated, especially on the outside of a season like we've had in the last year. We're looking for opportunities to celebrate. We're looking for things that are great. We're looking for things that are good. We're looking for things that are even just okay, because every single one of us has had a year that's been horrible and hard and way more work than we thought it was going to be. We're invited to celebrate. And this year has taught us that more than anything. And we find as the people of God are beginning to see themselves in God's picture, they begin to see that the calendar that they're actually in is a time of celebration. That they're not just completing the walls and moving on to something else and finding themselves and standing up for this story. That this story is actually calling them to remember that God is the one who gave them water to drink and has provided for their needs. That this is a story that's been going on long before they got into it. Worship, living, being, these are acts of intentional celebration. They're recognitions of victories over status quo. They're recognitions of victory over inertia. They're recognitions of victory and triumph and success to get to this point. The fact that we are alive at all as human beings is an infinite shot in the dark, and yet here we are. One of the great questions of history and philosophy is, why is there something instead of nothing? And the answer to that is that we don't necessarily know, but there is. I think, therefore I am. And so we're called to celebrate, to enjoy this moment, and to find cause for laughter and joy and celebration in the mundane everyday of living. This breath that you're taking right now is a cause to celebrate. You have blood flowing through your veins. That is a cause to celebrate. Find something in your life today, tomorrow, and the next day to celebrate and celebrate again, because that is what it means to be the people of God. And that's what we'll pick up next week. For now, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.